In the field of alchemy, if the quality of a completed pill reached the standard requirements, it would be graded as 10 stars. If the quality exceeded normal standards, it would be graded as 11 or 12 stars. Normally, the quality would not exceed 12 stars. If the quality of the completed pill was below normal standards, it would be given a grade from 1 to 9 stars. And any pill with less than 1 star would be considered as junk, absolutely unusable. 1. Hiss. Even if I were concocting low-grade alchemical pills, my best record was only 12 stars. Fuyuan Sheng exclaimed in shock. Li Si Chan's face was filled with absolute disbelief. She could already be considered a genius of alchemy herself, or she would not have been taken in by Wu Songlin as his personally taught disciple. Yet the majority of the completed pills that she has managed to concoct would be 10 stars. Barely acceptable. A small portion of her completed pills would be 9 stars or 11 stars. Moreover, the storm pill could be considered to be one of the hardest to concoct pills among yellow-grade mid-level pills. Just take her as an example. She had already practiced concocting the storm pill for a month, yet every time her efforts would only result in the furnace exploding. You can see how high the difficulty level of concocting this pill was. Such a pill, as long as it was completed, it would be considered a success. Even if it was only graded 3 or 4 stars, this kind of pill would still have a large market of customers willing to buy it. 13 stars. That was the kind of pill over which people would go to war. This guy really had not been bragging. He had really concocted the storm pill, and the quality of the completed pill was even higher than Wu Songlin's own. The storm pills that Wu Songlin himself concocted were only graded at 8 stars, or his record best, 9 stars. Could it be that her master had really made a mistake? Young man! Young man! Wu Songlin's eyes were bright and shining. This expression had a close degree of similarity with Hu Nu. In an instant, he had scuttled over to Ling Han, held onto his hand, and said, "Were you using the 3-fire guide earlier?" Ling Han nodded. Wu Songlin and Fuyuan Sheng both sucked in a breath of cold air. This was something that had been considered a myth among myths. What did a young man that knew how to use the 3-fire guide signify? Young man, accept me as your master, and I can guarantee you will become an earth-grade alchemist at the very least. Wu Songlin said immediately. Hearing these words from him, Fuyuan Sheng instantly understood that Ling Han had no relations to Wu Songlin. He quickly squeezed himself into the fray and said, No, take me as your master. I am the pavilion master of Rain Country's Heaven's Medicine Pavilion, and I've got uncountable resources in my hands. You can concoct any pill you like. Nonsense. Old man Fu, you have to understand, this is the territory of my Huyang Academy. Are you trying to snatch my disciples away from me? Wu Songlin was instantly enraged. This young man was obviously a genius of alchemy that could never be encountered within 1,000 years. Just take a look at that storm pill, and you'll know that's 13 stars. This was practically without precedent. What do you mean by snatching your disciples away from you? You don't even know the name of this young man, and you dare to say he's your disciple? Fuyuan Sheng snorted. He turned back round, all smiles again. Young man, what's your name? Li Si Chan was completely struck dumb with shock. These two men were the best alchemists in the whole of Rain Country. Whichever one of them announced they intended to accept disciples, it was absolutely guaranteed that there would be a queue of people all the way from the east gate to the west gate of the imperial city. But now, these two men were actually fighting with each other over who gets to accept Ling Han as a disciple, and were even about to come to blows over the matter. How could this not astonish her? Moreover, she was even a little jealous. I am Ling Han said. I am one of the new students that is entering Huyang Academy this year. Did you hear that? This is a disciple of my department. Wu Songlin said proudly and waved his hand a few times at Fuyuan Sheng. I don't have the time to share a drink with you today, so you'd best hurry back to your Heaven's Medicine Pavilion. So what if he's a student of your Huyang Academy? That doesn't conflict with him accepting me as his master. Fuyuan Sheng was completely indifferent and continued to say to Ling Han, Young man, what do you say? This is my disciple, Old Man Fu. Are you going to fight with me over him? Wu Songlin said in a thunderous rage. "For such a disciple, I'm definitely willing to fight." Fu Yuansheng said, not to be outdone. "You're going to ignore our friendship of so many years? Pei, you're the one who's so insistent on fighting with me." Neither of the two old men was intending to back down, and from the looks of it, they were moments away from fighting with each other. Master, the both of you can accept him as your joint disciple," Li Xichan interrupted. "That's right." The two old men paused at the same time. Why hadn't they thought of such a simple solution? The two of them turned to look at Ling Han. Ling Han smiled faintly and said, "I think that the both of you might not be able to teach me anything. This. What arrogance!" Li Xichan's small mouth was wide open in shock. Who were Wu Songlin and Fu Yuansheng? They were the two strongest alchemists in Rain Country, and they couldn't teach him anything? Even though you've managed to concoct a storm pill worth 13 stars, the storm pill is only a yellow-grade mid-level pill after all. Wu Songlin and Fu Yuansheng both looked displeased. This young man was a genius, but he was really too arrogant. Such a person may possibly shine for a moment, but definitely would not achieve too much. Ling Han smiled and said, "The two of you, we can discuss our theories with each other and learn from one another." Saying such words was really him being extremely modest and humble. As someone who had once been the alchemy emperor, putting aside that these two men were only black-grade high-level alchemists, even earth-grade high-level alchemists were only qualified to stand quietly and listen respectfully to his words in front of him. Yet Wu Songlin and Fu Yuansheng did not know that, so the displeasure on their faces deepened even further. Ling Han pretended he had not seen anything and casually began to speak. Most of what he said was only common knowledge of alchemy, though his cultivation level had decreased by much, and there was no way he was able to concoct high-grade alchemical pills. But if you were talking about theoretical knowledge, who would be able to match him? The two alchemists had been initially indifferent, but then they gradually became serious. Occasionally, they would offer their own opinions, but as the discussion continued, they had transformed into the learning side and continued to ask Ling Han about some difficult problems they had encountered in alchemy. Li Xichan watched all this happen from the side. She had long been shocked to numbness. This young man was obviously even younger than herself. Yet how was it he had such shocking understanding and comprehension in the field of alchemy? If one did not see his appearance and did not hear his voice, anyone would think that this was an elderly alchemist. She too possessed a terrifying talent in the field of alchemy, which was why she had been accepted by Wu Songlin as his personal disciple. Moreover, she was also extremely beautiful, and together with Lu Yutong, the both of them were called the twin pearls of the imperial city. The number of people who were interested in pursuing and wooing her would be enough to form a queue that could encircle the imperial city. But when you compared the two of them, she was practically like an alchemist's apprentice that had not even yet been formally taught. As she listened, the admiration she felt for Ling Han grew even stronger. She could not help sighing. There were indeed geniuses in this world. If that was not true, how was it possible that someone at such a young age had already surpassed her master? Indeed, there is no age restriction for learning. Whoever has the ability deserves to be called a teacher. Fu Yuansheng was the first to exhale. I had initially thought that young friend was too arrogant and proud, yet never thought that the one who was too arrogant and proud was myself. Young friend's level of comprehension in alchemy has already far surpassed the both of us, and in future, you'd definitely be able to become an earth-grade alchemist, or even a heaven-grade alchemist. After I've heard these words from you, I feel as if the grand door to earth-grade alchemy has opened for me, and once I manage to fully comprehend your views, I'd definitely be able to advance into the ranks of earth-grade. Wu Songlin sighed as well. He stood, bowed for a long while to Ling Han, and said, "Many thanks, young friend." "Many thanks, young friend." Fu Yuansheng had also stood and bowed towards Ling Han. Li Xichan was completely numb with shock. Because of the unique status accorded to alchemists, these two men could be considered as possessing the highest status, and were only below the emperor in rank. Yet now, They actually both bowed to a youngster. This was a special treatment that not even the Emperor of Rain Country could enjoy. If this news spread out, probably no one would believe it, right?